in association with Official Wrestling, comes A Few Good Marks Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to A Few Good Marks. We are on FedWatch. I'm your host Kieran Moran and I'm joined by Croft.
Hello.
Pete.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hello.
Hey, Willow and our predictions champion Candy. Could sadly not be with us.
He's the Brock Lesnar of A Few Good Marks, isn't he?
Candy, yeah. I mean, you know, not doesn't help that he lives in a different part of the country right now, but...
Well, yeah, Brock Lesnar's got his phone.
Ah, that's true.
I imagine that's where he fucks off to.
That's,
Is he at uni on this phone?
I could make a learning joke there, but I'm not going to.
Yes.
On MC. So we are talking Hell in a Cell. It was good. Yeah, people. It was good.
Really good.
It was really good.
Solid.
Yeah. Before we
No, man.
Middle of it went like up and then down and then up, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, I can completely agree. It opened. Before we go any further, I want to give one quick shout out to Will Ospreay because we're a British podcast. We should probably support British talent.
I do.
Who
if
won?
They know
He won the.
How to, like, I'm not going to go there. I'm not gonna go.
Who won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on Sunday? Well done to you, sir.
Well done, lad.
Well done.
Congrats.
And also, congratulations to our very own Miss Alexis Falcon on becoming the new Alpha Omega Women's Champion! Woo, yeah! Didn't bring
Thanks,
your bell.
guys.
Woo. So now that business out of the way. Now we can actually. So, as you say, it started on quite the high. And it started off with the pre-show for anything else. So it was the Hype Bros versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. It was really good to see Shelton back. I've not been watching SmackDown, so I was really quite glad to see Shelton back in the ring.
I know I didn't watch the main pay-per-view. I've watched highlights. Because
so dedicated to this fucking show, man.
Sorry that I spent 40 hours of my week slaving away to the man. But I watched this match in full. What was the point? What was the actual point?
Well, it's to build. It's a pre-show match, isn't it?
That's
It doesn't
right.
have a point.
No, but that is.
It's
the point.
to warm up the crowd.
That's the point of the pre-show.
It's to warm up the crowd. That's the point.
It doesn't know, does it? Because the crowd is
kind
never
of.
hyped for it, are they? They see it, and even the crowd is like,
Look how
"What's
good
the point?"
Kieran is at you shooting that pre-show idea down.
Not that I've wrote a fair few notes on this match, but no.
Well,
no,
no,
I've
that's
heard
fair, I just
all
didn't get it.
I've got is that Gable pulled off a really cool moonsault, landed on his feet, belly to belly, and then did a moonsault again. I thought that was a really nice spot.
I don't even remember that.
It was a really nice finisher from Shable, as I've nicknamed them. Shable. Just because it's Shelton Benjamin and Gable.
I preferred God.
This match was
Genjamin.
average.
Genjamin. The Gable and Shelton Benjamin looked like a proper team. I think it was the right kind of shift in putting Gable with a more experienced performer like Benjamin, but they do complement each other a lot more
Absolutely.
than Jason Jordan did with Gable.
Alpha were good.
I think it was an average match, but the reason I think that is because they knew that following that match would be another tag match, and it would be the Usos and the New Day. So I think that, obviously, I know that you get told what to do. So I think that WWE will have limited them on what they could have done because of what they wanted the tag.
True,
match.
but then the tag match was Hell in a Cell rules. So
Yeah.
it was it wouldn't really have mattered
But
what
you
they've
still
done
can't
in
do
a
like
tag
certain
team.
spots. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, true. Yeah,
you don't want to like see
there's-
the exact same spot in
yeah,
one
that's
match and then
very
in the
true.
very
In
match
the
after.
very next match.
I think
Yeah.
they knew that Usos New Day was going to be match of the night. So, like...
It always
Oh,
is.
yeah,
They
I think
didn't
after
want to upstage
SummerSlam-
it or
yeah.
have any chance of upstaging it.
I've got two notes before we go on to the main card. Is that I only watch pre-show matches and not the rest of the pre-show because I think in the build-up they show the pre-match videos and vignettes, and I think it ruins it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't see what the point of a pre-show is if you're just going to ruin the rest of the build-up.
Yeah, like I remember the good old days of like watching WrestleMania 22. You get the hype the hype videos before the matches, directly before the matches, and it would make you go, "Oh yeah, this feud's belter. I can't wait." But showing them all in the pre-show makes you go, "Okay, I feel like I've already watched the feud now."
If you're going to show anything from the pre-show, surely you should show segments.
Snippets.
Yeah, set like from the past week on SmackDown. and show like this is the last thing that's happened before they come into this. Catch people up on what's just happened,
'Cause then you
not
watch-
the pre-show segments.
Yeah, because then you watch the main
pre-match
show, and
segments.
it's like if you've watched the pre-show, then you've got to watch the trailer again,
Yeah,
and then like the trailer will happen on like say SmackDown. At the end you'll get the trailer for the Hell in a Cell match, and on the pre-show of Hell in a Cell you'll get the trailer, and just
Yeah.
before the match you get the trailer.
by the third time you
by
watch
the
it,
third time it's old, it's stale, and you're like,
Well, think about
Absolutely.
like films when they bring out a film trailer. How many times you watch it?
Mm.
You watch it once, don't you?
I've only watched the new Star Wars trailer just dropped. I've only watched it once. I will only be watching it once.
Exactly. You don't watch a trailer a million times because you want to see the actual thing.
Yeah.
So if they're still doing or just don't do a pre-show. Because all I'm thinking when I'm watching the pre-show is this is an hour of filler shite, and they could have.
The reason they do it though is mostly just to plug the network. That's why.
But see, now my problem with that is they're plugging the network while you're watching it on the network.
But they also do it on YouTube as well though.
Well, oh yeah, that's true.
So they do it on both, and then because there's a match on there, I feel like they feel like they
I
have to
forgot
put
that
it
they
up
put the
there.
pre-show on YouTube.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still just it's a waste
Yeah.
of time.
My other note before we start is that Airborne are a win. I got really pumped, and it felt like a proper WWE pay-per-view because it was a Rock theme. I felt like I was like, yeah, I'm game for this now because it was a proper, like, we grew up watching the pay-per-views from like 2006 to like 2010, and the majority of them themes were Rock
You
themes.
know, like Alter Bridge and like Red Theory doing the themes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Saliva and stuff like that.
So-
It felt like a proper like these are big blokes beating people up.
Yeah.
And it was like this feels like what it should be.
Absolutely.
Not Flow Rider talking about his girl and his Ferraris.
Exactly.
I'm a bit sick of that now.
Absolutely. So it was nice to also have and the theme fitted it really well. Breaking out of hell on myself. Speaking of which, first match of the night was the New Day versus the Usos for the SmackDown.
Yeah.
Smackdown.
Smackdown.
Smackdown tag team titles inside Hell in a Cell. Kofi Kingston's my new god. I was gutted that he wasn't on the he wasn't in the match, but Paul Heyman it up on the outside, my man.
but Xavier Woods did such a good job. Like he's
I've got a
getting
note
better
on
and
this.
better. Like because normally it used to be Xavier that was always on the outside. Like literally religiously, you could count on it being Kofi and Big E being the two in the ring. And like now that Xavier's getting a bit more ring time, he's just getting better and better every time I see him.
He's always been good. Like even in his Consequences Creed days,
Yeah.
he was good. And he's just never had the chance to because he's so charismatic. But being charismatic doesn't mean they should put you on the outside all the time. And it is good that he's been given a chance. And he's getting wins sometimes as well.
Yeah, I think when they first won the SmackDown tag titles, he was the one who picked up the pinfall. So they're obviously trying to push him a bit more, which was ironic because it was just after the Page thing as well. It was a bit backhanded. Loved the up down down attire from Big E and Xavier.
Yeah,
That was a nice
that was
little
cool.
nod. There was a fluorescent kendo stick and I popped. There was a cowbell and I popped. I've also then, instead of listing every instrument, I just put down New Day brought an orchestra.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was pretty cool. It was like, yeah, I'm game with this. Although I did want them, before he whacked him with a trombone, to do a and then hit him with one.
See, now I'm okay with that for the most part. But
I wanted that so
I think
bad.
it's because it was Hell in a Cell and because it felt more serious.
Yeah,
It was good that they
that's
didn't do as
true.
much New Day jokey stuff.
Very true.
It was so good.
It was really good.
I didn't know that Big E was from St. Helens because he had Big Wall wrote on his attire.
Massive one, the biggest one. Well, he's not from Liverpool, is he?
He's not from Liverpool.
Technically.
That's very true.
He's a wolf.
Very
He's a big
true.
wall.
He's a wall. I love the uses of the kendo sticks with them wedging the guys into the corner. I thought that was a really innovative thing to do. I do like it in Hell in a Cell whenever people think of new things to do in the cell because it's getting harder and harder to think of new things to do.
Well, it's hard to know what to do with a big metal box, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
That's what it is at the end of the day.
Very true.
Criticism I have for this match is that it shouldn't have been the first match. This should not have been the first match.
Yeah, it was really like...
It was too good
It
to be a
was.
first match.
It really was. I legit felt sorry for Xavier Woods when he was hanging on that ring post. Again, just getting whacked with kendo sticks. Like, his selling of the pain was... Well, I mean, he didn't have to sell it because he probably was in legitimate fucking pain. I think there was a video that the New Day shared as well, showing his scars and his welts from taking all those shots, and it's just like, fuck, man. Ow. Actually, ow. Yeah.
Actual champion. Not anymore.
Not anymore, because there was new champions, the Udos. What is going on with my brain? I'm not even done anything today. The Usos won and are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and this is a supposed end to the feud as well, because that's the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see who the Usos take on next.
I would imagine it's probably Benjamin and Gable.
Tell you, it's not the Ascension.
It's not the Ascension, no. We'll come on to that.
R.I.P.
Next match up was... any other thoughts on this match before we move on?
Not really.
The only other note that I've missed out is bloody hell. What a match.
What a match.
I think we don't even have to ask what our favourite match of the night was, because I think we all agree it's this.
Yeah.
Let's cover that. Covered that base straight out the gate.
I think before this, I was like... in the past few months, I've been like, wouldn't mind the New Day breaking up. After seeing that, I really hope they don't.
Or maybe this is the start of it, because, I mean, it all kind of happened, the Shield, when the Shield first broke up, who we will get to, that was kind of out of nowhere, so it could be this time now where it's out of nowhere.
I can't see any of them turning heel.
No, true, but then this would be the opportune time, because nobody would see it coming.
The Shield was fresh when they split up, which is why it was such a big... the Shield split up.
They were still very big.
The New Day are still... I mean, they're good, but they are still stable.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
True.
Like, they're not as fresh as the Shield was when the Shield broke up, so I think they'd go a different way about it than...
Yeah, than what they did. So the next match was Rusev versus Randy Orton. So they had a second match on SmackDown where Rusev won in 9 seconds after what happened at SummerSlam. So I was glad that these guys got an actual match. It was a
SmackDown match.
It was an Orton match.
Yeah,
It was an Orton match.
Rusev deserves so much more.
It was good, but it was an Orton match. It was just it was standard.
He turns up,
but at the same time, it was exactly what was needed after that match, because you had to cool that crowd down.
Yeah,
hugely.
That's true.
So it was what was needed.
See, do you know what I liked in this match? Rusev did the thing that apparently nobody else on the roster can do, which is bend your fucking knees when Randy Orton's got you in the DDT thing on the ropes. Just bend your knees, lads. It's not hard.
Yeah, true. Well, don't tell everyone.
But it was nice to see. Do you know what I mean? It was like, okay.
Some legit wrestling logic going into putting into play there. Especially when he did it really slowly as well and was taking his time. I was like, okay. So that's all we've got to say on that match, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
There wasn't much to it.
I liked Rusev's reversal into the accolade at the end.
Yes, that was nice. Did enjoy that. Cool. Next was what we thought was going to be a singles match. It turned into a triple threat match for the US title, which was Ty Dillinger. Puns, I've got them. Against Baron Corbin, because I think we've all outdone the Baron Corbin jokes here. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. And then AJ versus AJ Styles, who was the champ.
I hate when they do that shit. You know when they on the night like
throw someone in.
Oh, can I be in the match? Oh, go on then, man. Why are you not doing anything?
Although it made sense because he'd scored a pinfall over Corbin, and it deserved to be a match. And then also at the finish of the match, it also made sense. Mm-hmm. So it was, in the long run, I really wasn't that bothered.
I don't mind it when the payoff's good. Like I didn't mind it here. I just don't like the concept of them doing it. It feels like all the last SmackDowns the past 4 weeks have meant nothing because Ty Dillinger could just walk up and ask for it.
But they did mean something because he got added to the match.
Yeah, that's true. But it should have happened on SmackDown. Do you know what I mean?
True. But then they did it on the pre-show, and then it's like, oh, Ty's been added. Let's all 3 people in America who just went, oh, Ty's in the match. Yeah, I'll buy the pay-per-view now.
Yeah, no one did.
Yeah, no one did that.
For a fact, no one bought the WWE Network for Ty Dillinger.
I was a little bit more okay. This is going to make it a little bit more interesting now. It's triple threat instead of just them two.
I have a note on this. Baron Corbin looked way too strong. He didn't need to be winning. He didn't need to look that strong, especially over AJ Styles. And do you know what I mean? Like literally.
Oh no, I think after SummerSlam and losing his briefcase, I don't know. I think he needed building back up a bit.
He was winning in AJ Styles. Like AJ Styles meant to be the best in the world.
Yeah, but he didn't beat AJ though, did he?
It's true.
He didn't score the pinfall over AJP. Anyway,
See, now, I think he did need to look stronger after the briefcase thing and everything, but I agree with Alex, he didn't need to look that strong, because now...
Everything,
he did look
AJ
quite
did,
strong.
or Ty did, he countered with like just something simple like a shoulder tackle, and they'd go flying off it. And I was like, you don't need to look that
maybe
strong.
not that strong. I agree with that.
I think not that strong yet, because he's just lost his briefcase pretty much.
Yeah.
And he looked like one of the weakest members of the roster.
Yeah.
And now, all of a
And
sudden,
now
he looks like a beast again.
he's gone
Build
to
him
this
up
big
again.
beast.
Yeah, I guess. Although you guess, like you could say, was it like I'm pretty sure we made this point on one of the last podcasts. Was that now when he lost he lost it? People were hoping that was the thing that was going to click him and turn him into a thingy, into this massissive beast that everyone wants him to be. So now we're seeing it, and
But
we're
it should
seeing
have
it.
still
happened
boring.
instantly and not lost to Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, that's very true. He does always whatever. I don't know. These storylines are confusing, man.
I can't really talk about lightning pushes because I love Jinder Mahal, so
Who we'll also come on to. I love Baron Corbin's new theme.
hate it.
I like it.
See, I knew this conflict would come in because whenever I hear
I'm with Croft on this one.
whenever I hear butt rock themes like that, and it is full on butt rock in it, like Fozzy might as well have written it.
Oh, that's harsh.
No, like I don't even mind Fozzy, but they write shit music. And this is just, it feels like some 12-year-old who's trying to be edgy got told to write a rock song. And it's just, there you go.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
It's just,
I think
I'll
kind
cringe
of.
listening to it.
I don't mind it so much. I think the fact that Jim Johnston did it, though, I feel like the fact he did it could have been better.
Big
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, okay. I prefer it to his old one. I think his old one was just I don't know. His old one, see, is
human, like
the
the first one. Oh no, I love that thing.
See, yeah, but this is the thing though is that now he feels like a WWE superstar, not an NXT superstar.
That felt like a WWE theme for me. That felt like this guy.
It's only because like when I started watching it, like and then they brought him up.
Yeah.
It was still and he never really had a run as a big guy on NXT, as a champion on NXT.
That's true.
He never really had anything, so he always felt just as an NXT guy who got brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he didn't know he deserved to be brought up, he still felt like an NXT guy on the main roster.
Yeah, I can see
and now
that.
they've changed it over. Now he feels like a WWE guy on the where he belongs.
I just feel like he's.
Whereas you compare that to someone-
Edgelord. Do you know what I mean?
What?
I just feel like he's gonna be a proper cringy, like edgelord kind of when he comes out. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like he's gonna. I feel like next week he's gonna come out in like a cloak and come out from a coffin when he comes in. It's like, come on, you don't have to try and be edgy. Just go out and beat people up because that's what you're good at. He
Yeah.
doesn't need like that kind of theme. I think I just think Superhuman fit him really well. And if they'd have let him wrestle as good as he did on NXT, it wouldn't have mattered what his theme was because he would have looked legit anyway.
Very true.
I just don't like the theme. To cut it short, I just don't like the theme.
There was where's your briefcase chance? Where's your briefcase chance? And I felt
the
really
crowd
sorry
were
for him.
dickheads.
The crowd were shite.
This pay-per-view.
It's where's your briefcase? I was like, oh, poor Corbin.
So, that's the other side of the coin from when you were saying they needed Rusev Orton to cool the crowd down. When you cool them down too much, they start pulling that shit.
Yeah, true. Very true. I've got here, there was an amazing counter into an almost Styles clash. I think it was on Ty. I think Ty went for the tiebreaker, and and then AJ reversed it, and it looked mint. Can't remember what he did, but it looked mint.
So good, none was coming down.
It was legitimately one of the best triple threats I've seen in ages.
Ooh.
Legitimately one of the best. Everything flowed. Although you kind of, I use this excuse all the time, but you'd expect that from an AJ match.
Yes, you would.
It's just
AJ bloody Styles.
amazing. I really like the finish with Corbin taking the pin on Dillinger and shoving AJ out. That second kick that he did to send AJ through the ropes was brutal. And Baron Corbin is your new United States champion.
About
This
damn
is the kind of
time.
title he needs at it.
Yep.
I think any higher of a title.
Yep. Again with the briefcase, I could not have pictured him with the WWE title at this point in time.
He needs a mid-card title to make him legit before that.
Mm-hmm. So
I completely agree, Alex.
yeah,
This is the kind of title. And he looks good with it.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to look good with the title.
Yeah, let's hope they don't screw him over like tonight on SmackDown.
Which, from the way they're going, they
it
probably
could
will.
very well
Yeah.
happen.
I have that called.
Because the titles mean nothing anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
The cruiserweight title. I know we're on Hell in a Cell, but oh my god, the cruiserweight title. I said before,
We'll come back to this if this is okay, because we are going to cover Raw going into TLC at the end.
but 4 times. Oh my god, we'll come to it.
Put a bookmark.
Put a very angry pin in there.
So the next match was.
So good.
Next match is for the SmackDown's. What is wrong with my fucking voice today?
You want me to as you know, Sled?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go on, then.
Fuck it.
No, I was only joking.
Give up. You know what? I reckon it's this. It's because I'm wearing the. I'm wearing the Cardial Verde. It's because I'm wearing the Virgil card of shame, so I think it's this that's giving me the yups. I don't know. Anyway, it was the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was Shazza Fleur versus Natalya. Understandable finish. Don't want to carry on the feud. With Natalya getting the DQ and Charlotte winning, but Natalya still remaining as the champion. It wasn't a great match.
I have a lot to say about this match.
I would imagine you do. Take the stage.
I was really looking forward to this match because I love Natalya, and we all know I love Charlotte. 2 greats, 2 big names, big match, title match, only women's match on the card, which is quite rare nowadays to only have one women's match on the card. So I thought, this is going to be a really big match, this is going to be a really big women's match. They're going to do all sorts. I was not impressed, not one bit. There was a lot. You could tell there was a lot of botches. You could tell there was a lot of miscommunication. You could tell that Natalya was being too stiff, like because you could literally hear Charlotte calling, "You hear me too hard. Calm down. Stop hitting me like that." I liked the finish though, because I thought it was the finish that it needed. To really get Natalya over as a heel, because I thought she's not been doing that great of a job as a heel. And I think it really got her over as a heel, but the match in itself was just very, very average. It was a SmackDown match. It wasn't a pay-per-view match.
No.
And I was so disappointed because the match that Charlotte had last year at Hell in a Cell against Sasha, I was expecting really big things. And we just didn't get it.
See, this is why everyone put... I hate to point the finger of blame, but everyone put Natalya over as this. She's second generation, Natalya's great, but, in big matches like this... Charlotte's proven she can pull it out the bag. Natalya is yet to win me over in proving that she can put on big matches.
Natalya is
I'm not denying she's a good wrestler. She's just a little overhyped. I think she's overhyped.
But don't you think, though, she's underhyped in a way? Because she's not had the chance to prove herself on a pay-per-view level.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, again,
it wasn't a Hell in a Cell match. Do you know what I mean?
Alleged.
I think last year Sasha and Charlotte got all these stipulation matches. And since it's not Sasha and Charlotte anymore, there's been no stipulation matches since.
True, but then I guess this is why this finish was good, because it'll carry it on, this feud, and it will build it up, especially the way she did it. We might be in for a no DQ women's match, which I'd very much like to see that. And maybe they'll have that at Survivor Series, I don't know.
Because I actually remember...
I just hope they don't throw more people into this feud, because it doesn't need it. It just needs to be these 2.
I rate Natalya because remember when Nikki came back about a year ago now, Nikki Bella, and they had a false count anywhere match, Natalya and Nikki, and that was actually the best match I've ever seen Nikki Bella have. And to say that for Nikki, for Natalya to get that much, even Charlotte didn't get that much of a good match out of Nikki, which is why I do really rate Natalya, because she got a really good match out of Nikki. So that's why I was expecting a little bit more from the 2
She
of them.
can be really good. It's just she needs the chance to have the right stage to do it on.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time she had a one-on-one women's match and it was the top women's match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
She's been in multi-women matches, but a one-on-one match where she's, as you say, the only women's match on the card. I don't think she's ever had that before. Especially not in this women's era.
And it should have been a Hell in a Cell match as well, or some sort of stipulation involved in it.
I see, but I think that'll come in later on, because this was the first thing. You don't want to rush it, whereas the Sasha and Charlotte one was a culmination.
Yeah.
So
I was expecting Carmella.
I also was. Well, I would have expected it if Charlotte would have won.
I'm expecting her at Survivor Series.
Probably.
Good shout.
Next up was the WWE title match: Shinsuke Nakamura versus the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. Liam is just fixing his pants.
Yep.
I really didn't
Cleaning
want to.
myself
I
up.
really didn't want to get my hopes up for Nakamura going into this match.
And so you should.
Exactly. I was just like, right, you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. I put Nakamura down as a prediction. You know, it would have been nice. I didn't get my hopes up though at all.
See, now you're not getting worked.
Exactly.
Doesn't it feel nice?
Well, it's not.
Doesn't it feel nice
It's
to
not the
not be
point.
worked?
Yeah, but the thing is,
Now he's getting triggered. Now you've
thing is,
said
no, it's not even
that.
that. The thing is that I don't get my hopes up when they're not needed to, because no one likes getting your hopes up and then being deflated.
That's very true.
So it's nicer just to get your hopes up when it's actually going to happen, but then that's not as nice because then it's like expected.
No, that's why I didn't get my hopes up for Nakamura, because I knew that he was going
Why
to
would
get
you get your hopes
destroyed.
up for Nakamura?
Exactly.
Jinder Mahal is fucking genius.
Okay,
He's
moving on.
fantastic. No, he genuinely is. I like it.
He's got so much beef. He's a true heel. He's brilliant at what he does.
Everyone
he gets better
hates
and
him.
better every show.
I could go on about how his gimmick is the easiest gimmick in the world to pull off. But
Yeah.
Yeah, because Americans are bloody.
Well, exactly.
Patriotic as fuck.
Yeah, they love the South.
And racist.
Hey,
And
listen,
racist.
if it's there, why not use it?
Yeah, that's very true. The Singh brothers finally got ejected, which I was happy about.
now,
Which then meant it was like, okay, it's after they got ejected, I was happy about it because we were either going to get a clean Jinder win or a Nakamura win, and we got a clean Jinder win, and Jinder retained. So I was happy about that.
So was I.
Yeah, I bet you were.
No, I like the fact he's got a clean win. It's about time.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what
he's
they
a
need. They
legit
need to
guy
do.
now.
He needs to do more. I think there needs to come on if they've got plans to keep. Although I don't know because it works into his heel thing really well. But I was going to say if they want to make him more legit, they need to have a bit where Jinder kind of turns around on the Singh brothers and just goes, "You twos aren't coming out with me tonight. I need to do this to myself," which is never.
Yeah,
happened.
but he could do that, and
He could.
then-
That's still a very heel thing.
and
If
do
they turn,
lose. Yeah, because he
they
could,
turn
and then
face. The Singh
lose
brothers
it.
do.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, true.
And then the
what
Singh
would
brothers
be-
could come out and be like, "We
an
told you."
overconfidence type
Yeah.
thing.
What I think would be nice is if you'd gotten a feud with someone and the person he's against, like, maybe like an anti-hero, not like a proper face.
It's like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, like Kevin Owens maybe. Injured the Singh brothers and like properly put them out and was like, right, you can't have them at ringside because I've just battered them.
Yeah.
And then either he loses or he looks even more legit because he retains by himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Khali comes back again.
My final note on this match is bye-bye Nakamura. I think Nakamura, because there's been a lot of speculation about Nakamura's contract with it
When
being
does it
off.
finish?
You're the
I've not heard about this.
All right, okay. I'm not sure when.
Kieran Meltzer.
It's in the next couple of months. I know
That's
that
not
much.
soon.
I knew
Gasped in
Nakamura won't
Japanese.
come in over one.
I got that from a meme I saw today.
Oh, well played.
With
I mean,
Dave Meltzer.
at least you're honest.
You knew Nakamura won't going over because of the fucking horrific promo he cut on SmackDown.
He's Japanese.
It was still horrific. Asuka's Japanese, and Asuka can still cut a pretty alright promo.
Well, she does half of it in Japanese.
And that's what kind of
That's what makes it legit, though.
Yeah.
Because when she
So
starts
Nakamura-
screaming
when she
in Japanese,
starts screaming in Japanese, you think,
it's like, oh, this is terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. So why is Nakamura doing that?
Because it doesn't suit his character.
Well,
and he can't cut a promo. Like,
can you do one in Japanese?
Oh, no.
I can't.
Okay.
Fair play to him for trying. I'm sorry,
I get that.
I'm getting triggered now. But like, it just like
I thought he was on the Hallmark.
I am, but like Nakamura's trying.
Let's
Let's
not glaze over the fact that Liam also has a Nakamura t-shirt as well as I do.
I love Nakamura. I
Let's
think
not
he's
glaze
great.
over this.
But he was better in NXT because he didn't have to talk as much,
Mhm.
and there wasn't the expectation for him to talk.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be expected to talk because like they've signed him.
You should be expected to talk.
That's modern day wrestling. You are
The
expected
whole
to
point
talk.
of wrestling is that you, as Pete will back me up here, as people that wrestle, you need the full package. If you've not got the full package, you're not going to get the job.
Well, Nakamura's one of the most over people in WWE right now
Because of his wrestling style.
because of his wrestling style, and that's why they signed him.
What about
WWE
the Miz?
What do you mean?
Oh, touche.
What do you mean?
What a backhand. Miz is mostly over because of his promos, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Miz is an average wrestler.
And he's not an average.
So you can do both, is what I'm saying. You can get over for one or the other. WWE didn't sign
Why don't people
Nakamura
like
for his-
Roman Reigns?
Can I finish? WWE didn't sign Nakamura for his promo skills, did they?
No.
No, they signed him for his wrestling, so why is he now being expected? And everyone's saying, well, he needs a better promo. Well, he can't cut a good promo because he's Japanese.
But
He
Roman
doesn't
Reigns
speak
isn't over
English
for
very
the
well.
same reason.
Well,
Roman Reigns isn't over for any reason.
No, he isn't.
But most people's beef with Roman Reigns is he can't get on the mic. His mic skills are horrific. Same with the Bella Twins. They had the same shit. They can't cut a promo. Nowadays, you are expected to cut a promo, and I feel like because everybody's a Nakamura mark, they like skim over the fact that he can't cut a promo.
I think they skim over
that.
They skim over that, expecting the matches to be good. But this is where I think that's been falling short, is because his matches have just not been to the standard.
True, yeah.
But then you can also argue that the people he's been in there with are not at the standard of the people he was wrestling in New Japan.
No, not at all. Well, his
Absolutely
last
not.
feud before this was Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly, and he wrestled Baron Corbin as well.
If Nakamura
And Baron Corbin's
was
not
that
at the
good,
that style of.
If Nakamura was that good, he would look at AJ. AJ can pull off a good match with anyone. If Nakamura was as good as everyone says.
Nakamura, yeah, but AJ. The thing is with AJ is AJ knows the American style as well as that's what kind of makes AJ good, is because he knows a lot of different styles, and because he can get over the Japanese style and the American style, and probably could do the British style as well. Whereas Nakamura probably. The whole thing they brought over with him is strong style, and that's not the American style. That's very much a Japanese thing. So they brought over Nakamura, and Nakamura's trying to have American WWE matches, which, as I'm sure you guys have been told time and time again, the WWE matches, style matches, are very different to any other style of wrestling out there.
Mm-hmm. I just don't buy into him.
You can't expect him to cut a good promo when he's still learning English.
Yeah.
You're not going to expect Kairi Sane to turn up on NXT and cut a good promo because she knows about 5 words of English.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not in the first language, they're not going to be as good as the American wrestlers at cutting promos.
This is why Rusev had Lana for a while.
That's what Nakamura
But that's
needs.
why Vince isn't high on him there. Because it's like Triple H that's signing these people, and like Asuka and
Itami.
Have been protected by the NXT. Triple H isn't that bothered about promos. Now that Nakamura is on the main roster, I know that you're saying it's his second language, this, that and the other, but Vince is in charge of him now. It's not Triple H, Vince is in charge of him now, and Vince likes the promo guys. Vince likes Heyman. Do you know what I mean? And if you can't cut a promo, he'll get someone for you, and Vince ain't got no one for Nakamura yet.
That's true. I don't think you'll get a chance to get someone for him.
No. The only way I think he's either going, or I think the best thing they could probably do is sign a contract extension with him and get a match out of him and AJ at WrestleMania next year.
Seriously.
That needs to happen.
I feel like that was the main reason they signed him.
I would, after that Wrestle
continue.
Kingdom match that they had.
Because he is too. I mean, I don't buy into him as much as everybody else, but he's over. I can't see him not offering him more money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. He is a big cash cow, I
Let's
guess.
try and keep him.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. Final 2 matches. Next one's Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
I love this match.
Opinions on Dolph Ziggler's entrance coming out to no music?
See, I saw this and I quite liked it.
I loved it.
Same.
Different. No one else doing it. And he backed up in the ring by just like, I don't need entrance music, I'm just going to kick your ass. And he backed it up. It was really
He
good.
did back it up, and the crowd were into it as well.
Yep.
I
You can tell
didn't
he didn't
think
like him.
until this gimmick that Ziggler would be a good heel. And he's been fucking brilliant in this feud.
I'm waiting for him to come up with CM Punk's music, let's be honest.
same.
Yeah.
You fucking, next time WWE are in Chicago, I would, oh my god. I mean, it would trigger so many fucking people, but fuck it would be hilarious.
You know what they should do for it as well? They shouldn't have it immediately make it clear that it's Ziggler. They should have him come out in the hoodie.
Yeah.
Either he can dye his hair, dye his hair black, and people won't clock on in the back rows until like halfway through the match.
Have him come out with like tattoo sleeves on.
Yeah, man. It'd be great.
Paint it on. That'd be hilarious.
Oh.
The finish of the
So
match
good.
left both men with momentum. I didn't want to say looking stronger or whatever because I didn't really know how to phrase it exactly. But it left both men with a fair bit of momentum. Roode got the win, but then Ziggler attacked him legitimately straight after.
Do you know what they should do? Going back to the CM Punk thing, they should get WWE do have access to like dirt sheets and stuff. They should like spread a rumour
Punk's coming back.
back
in
and then it's all
Chicago.
over the dirt sheets, so then everyone's really into it.
I would make me so happy. I'd be happier for that happening than if Punk actually came back.
And it's nice that like a lot of people don't give a shit about Punk anymore. Myself being one of them.
I never did.
Well, that's good. Like, a lot of people, like, all they were still watching wrestling for was, I hope CM Punk comes back. It's like, the product is decent without CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's better without him, I would say.
Did you
say
see
better.
the
I would
how
say
many
better.
tickets was sold for Hell in a Cell? It wasn't a sellout.
Was it not?
Really? That's not good.
See, this is like, WWE are looking at themselves like, oh, what are we doing wrong? We're doing wrong. It's like, literally,
network.
look at your content.
And the network. Why would you pay $150 for a ticket when you can watch it without having to pay to go to the toilet, without having to pay for like merch and
That's
food?
very true.
When you can watch it from the comfort of your own in your bed on demand for $9.99.
Very true. But it's also, they've got to, and especially now they've took away with the pyro thing, which I think is part of going to live shows. That's part of it. There's no draw to go into live shows anymore.
No.
Apart from, the wrestlers who are built like, which is why when you've got Brock Lesnar, to see Brock Lesnar live, that's, I guess that's a really big thing. And you've got other ones to,
Like, that's a point for why crowds are being absolute dickheads. Because they paid so much money, and if they're not feeling like they're getting a payoff for it, of course they're going to make their own entertainment.
Yeah.
It's
you think about it. Yeah, exactly.
like they're paying like you say, upwards of like $150 for a ticket. Like
It's more than that if you want like front row seats
It's like
now.
$800.
It goes up and up and up and up and up.
It's stupid.
Especially for like WrestleMania as well. Like Alfred Lewis went, didn't he? And he paid a bomb, and he was like right at the top. And he paid he had good seats, but he paid a fortune.
Stupid money. And there's no, like you said, there's no draw for going anymore because you have to sit through so much shite. You don't get the same experiences at home either. You don't get the commentary.
Yeah.
You don't get you don't get to watch like the promo video. You'll get to watch on a big screen, but you don't get to watch him on your screen, see everything that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get like the pre-show, which I don't like, but you don't get it. Do you know what I mean? You're not watching it. Do you know? You get the matches, but you don't get all the other content
Half
that
of
we see at home.
prefers watching it at home with a kebab,
with your mates,
with my mates, having a laugh and a beer, than being at a show. That's just me personally. I don't know if anybody agrees.
I kind of have to agree. I mean, WWE's rolling around Manchester in about a month's time.
I didn't even bother buying a ticket.
There was points where I thought, yeah, maybe, and it's like, no, why bother?
I'd go to a house show.
I'd rather go.
I'd go to a house show because house shows are fun.
Yeah,
you get to see
and
my
it's
shit.
cheaper.
You'd have to go. Actually, you could go to Liverpool for a house show because they're doing the tapings in Manchester, aren't they?
I did in May. Liverpool's Echo.
I've been to one in Leeds.
Yeah, I've been years ago.
I can't say I've ever been to a WWE house show because the only one the only ever WWE show I've been to, aside from NXT Download, was the TV taping that me and Pete went to in 2008.
I think the one I saw had like Cena v Triple H for the WWE Championship or something stupid like that, and it was just on a house show. It was in a tables match or something. And obviously, Cena was the champ and Cena retained, but it's fun to watch stuff like that.
I went on my own. How sad is that to Raw in 2015? How actually sad is that I went on my own?
Oh. Well, to get over your sadness, let's move on to the main event. Main event was, of course, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens in Hell in a Cell. Why did they say it was Falls Count Anywhere? You just knew from that moment they were going to go outside, took all the magic out of it. I bloody hated that stipulation.
Because otherwise it couldn't have
I
finished
didn't even
outside.
see much of it.
I just
you didn't say it was Falls Count
isn't
Anywhere.
that the point of? Isn't that the? It's just
You knew it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, it's
yeah, but that's
no, this was the main event. It was Hell in a Cell and it hadn't happened yet, so of course it was going to happen in this one. You can't have Hell in a Cell
I
without
didn't
going
even
outside the
think
cell.
when they said it. I'm not as triggered as you. I didn't even.
I thought I just kind of took the magic away.
Got it.
Although looking at the finish now, in retrospect, I really wish I hadn't gone on that rant before thinking about it.
Right.
Because thinking about the finish, they needed to say that for it to finish outside, especially after them two massive, crazy table bumps.
This match was mental. Shane McMahon needs to just calm right down.
I know.
He's
going to die soon.
Maybe he wants to.
I think he's got a fractured rib as well. WWE were and a separated shoulder. I think WWE.com released today.
Have we thought that maybe Shane McMahon genuinely has a death wish, and all this time he's been trying to die? It's like you just can't.
I'm dying, Dad. I'm dying.
He's been in a helicopter crash. Didn't kill him. Jumped off the cell against Taker. Didn't kill him.
That's harsh.
Maybe he just can't be killed.
He's immortal. Shane McMahon is the new Jesus Christ.
He's second coming of Christ.
It's the second coming. It's a Hell in a Cell match. There's no DQ. There's no rope break.
Was there a rope break?
Yeah, Corey Graves. It was
I didn't watch this, like I said.
I didn't pick
I think it was Owens was in. Was it Owens? I don't know. Somebody. There was a rope break. Corey Graves did call it, like saying that the referee was caught up in the moment. I'm like, well done, Corey. You're a fucking pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, there shouldn't have been a rope break.
It's a bit daft. And even if... Wait, who let go? Was it Owens who let go?
I can't remember.
But if it's Owens, he shouldn't have let go anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was just... That's daft.
Anyway,
I
there
haven't
was
seen
a rope break, and then Corey called it up. The fight on top of the cell was legitimately nerve-wracking.
Oh, I felt sick. Like
I was
watching
like,
it.
someone's gonna fall. Someone's just gonna topple over the top here.
Was you at not like proper beating?
It
like,
was like when he fall. I think Owens laid down, or like he did a move, flopped over, and then rolled over, and he was still probably a good 6 feet from the edge,
yeah.
which is a fair bit of space, but I was still like, fucking hell.
Do you know what it felt like?
Ah!
You know when like your partner texts you saying, "We need to speak when you get here."
It was like that. It was that
And you're
anticipation. What do they need? What do they need?
You're
Oh
like,
my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And you're
Can
like,
we
oh my God.
talk? Oh,
No! Ah!
Got some news.
No.
Oh,
I need to tell you something.
I think I've got some news is even worse.
Nah, like, do you ever watch like a Hell in a Cell match and like they're near the edge and it's like, what if you miss the table? Or
Yeah.
what if you fall head first?
I
Because
always
like
think-
I'm watching them, like it could happen.
I
Yeah.
always think if you practice
one bad move
No,
and
they
they're
haven't.
gone.
Like Shane McMahon has practiced because he's done it before.
Yeah.
But like,
You think he practiced
He's really
before 32 with Undertaker? Because apparently that leaked beforehand that he was practicing jumping off.
discuss how impeccable the timing was of Sami Zayn pulling off.
Yes, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see
Oh my
Sami Zayn
God.
pull him off because I just saw Owens move, which I knew was going to happen anyway. And then the camera, and then it was
Switched angles,
camera was
didn't it?
already just on Sami Zayn's face, and then it clicked. It was like, oh, no, Sami.
So is
gonna
this
be so
Sami's
loud on the
heel
podcast.
turn? Or is it Owens'
So
face
the
turn?
No. I'd say Sammy got
Sami heel turn
he's
easily.
not necessarily going.
Trying to make
heel.
him relevant again, aren't they?
Yeah, this is the thing that's why it'd be interesting to see what happens tonight on SmackDown. Is
I
that
don't necessarily think.
it'll because it could either be a sympathy face angle for Sami Zayn, or it could be that Sami Zayn's actually turned heel.
I don't think he's turning heel.
Andy, Shane really pushed him off, didn't he? Do you remember when like Sammy was... There was something happened, like Sammy asked him for a match or something, and Shane was real like, get to fuck kind of thing with it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
and then it, like zoomed in on Sammy's face, and Sammy was like real sad. Like it's just like, what the fuck's just done that?
Oh, okay, so he's taking revenge.
I think it's that because
Yeah.
you could tell he didn't want to. Like, I don't know if the way that he played it out, Sammy was like,
Yeah, he was very hesitant, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
especially with getting looking back and forth and then dragging Owens over to Shane to get the pin.
yeah,
I think like to me it seemed more like Sammy saying like, even though you're a knob end, like everything we've been through, I'm still here for you, that kind of thing. So it was like a heel turn, but like even me, your worst enemy in kayfabe, they're like mortal enemies at this point. Like, even me, your worst enemy, thought that was too far. Yeah, it was either that and like trying to drive home to the crowd, like, look at how bad this is. Look at how mad it is that Shane's jumping off the cell and Sami Zayn's coming and serving Kevin Owens. So I don't know what they're going to do with it, but SmackDown will be interesting, like you said.
Absolutely. So overall thoughts on Hell in a Cell. We kind of said at the beginning we thought it was up and down, and we've already kind of covered the main ones. So
Really good, that. Can't
So moving on to Raw, looking ahead to TLC, which is not this Sunday after. WWE have gone back to. I'm not entirely sure.
TLC. 22nd.
what are we all doing? Sorry.
That's the 22nd. Yeah, it's 22nd. I think. Well, don't break her. Chew that. Chew that noise in the background.
Sound like the start of Stone Cold's entrance theme.
Yeah, that. If Stone Cold's entrance theme was made of kayfabe.
What?
So the So, there's only been 3 matches at this point, and now fuck off. There's only been 3 matches announced so far for TLC. 2 of them are women's matches.
I didn't even know there was that many.
So there is.
What?
What's been announced?
There's been Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James singles match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Oh, shit, that's good.
There is Asuka versus Emma, which is Asuka's main roster debut. And there is a 3-on-4 handicap TLC match. Braun Strowman, The Bar, and The Miz versus The fucking Shield.
I will only start mine when they come out to the Shield music in Shield gear.
Be next
Exactly.
week then. It'll be next Monday, probably.
I hope so. It's about damn time.
It's about time they got Reigns back over again.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, true. Maybe this is his saving grace. Who
I
knows?
hope they take the RR off the front of his chest protector and they just make
Just
it a
have it-
blank one. And
Just
they all
with
have
the,
it in the
with the
same.
Shield.
And that would be great. And I think it will get him over again.
Yeah.
Especially if they let Ambrose take the lead again.
Yes.
Or
See, that
Rollins.
would be an interesting dynamic for it to break down, is who's the new leader of the Shield.
Because at the minute it feels like Roman. He was at the front of all the promo shots, and when they were backstage, Reigns was at the front. It was like, oh my god, he was never the leader
Well,
of the
that's
Shield.
because he's the
big
bigger of the two. Of the 3, even bigger, in quote.
Yeah, but even when they were the Shield, he wasn't at the front.
No, he
I know
wasn't,
he's the
but
bigger
now, exactly, that's the
But
point.
it would feel better to me, and it would be less sour in like a taste in my mouth
I
if
agree.
like Ambrose or Rollins is at the front. 'cause
Should
they
be
always
Rollins. Ambrose is too, because he's just the unstable gimmick. He's
Yeah, it should be
Unstable
Rollins. It
to
should
me.
be Rollins at this point, because Rollins was the breakout of the 3. It would also be really ironic to have Rollins Rollins lead the 3 out of 10 and none of them in the first place. But it'd be cool. Anyway, so we will see you at that. What's the next one? I can't remember what we've got coming up next week. I think it's Fancy Rosters coming up next
I
week.
think we do have fancy rosters coming up next week.
Potentially. I can double check that in 2 seconds. It is. No, it's not. Next week we will be picking our top 10 wrestlers of all time.
Ooh, I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. So we will see you then.
Hang about.
Eh?
Can we just, before we go, the cruiserweights that are stuck in angry
Oh,
pin?
of course. Let's take that pin back
Take
out.
the angry pin out. Oh my god. In like the past, when was SummerSlam?
2 months ago.
This is
Was
the
it
most
genuinely
triggered.
2 months ago?
2 months ago.
This podcast is the most triggered you've ever been.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's been
Absolutely
a
has.
long day at work, bro.
It has been a long week already.
We're recording this on Tuesday for anyone who doesn't get that joke.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, like SummerSlam was like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yep.
There's been 4 cruiserweight title changes since SummerSlam, including SummerSlam. 4 of them.
Funny though, innit?
It is. In a way.
See, my thing that I said before
No,
is...
it is if you're looking at it like, well, it's just the Cruiserweight
joke.
Championship.
No,
Or,
the see, thing is, I think
it's
that
just-
they're playing
come
hot
on.
potato with it. It establishes who... Because they didn't have... Especially when Neville was... Neville had his massive long run with the title. They didn't have any other big guys, other big stars to contend with that. Now, they've got Enzo on there, they've got Kalisto on there, who have got names behind them already and fans have seen them, and now they know they can see them on there. So it's good to put the belt on them, make sure people know that they're on that brand, seeing them on Raw with the title, and then that builds towards 205 Live being a much better brand.
Yeah, it would. It would be nice if Enzo had more of a chance with it.
Yeah, I'd
I
like to see
understand
Enzo go
putting the-
longer.
Putting the belt on him and saying, okay, draw attention to the brand. But then if you're just going to take it off and 2 weeks later, what's the point?
Because he's probably going to win it back very soon.
Well, probably, but it would be nice if the belts meant something and weren't just little toys that you get to play with until we bring someone else along, a bigger kid that gets to play with your toy instead.
But as I say, it's about build. It's not. It's it's about building.
I do like to see a build. I don't like just...
Oh, you're on this now, so you get a title shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I've won
Yeah.
the belt.
That was exactly what Kalisto was. He turned up, said he was going to do an even better lucha thing.
Can I also point out that it was Eddie Guerrero's birthday on Monday?
Yeah.
Which is probably also why Kalisto won, because they've got honouring Eddie.
So
and
they'll
stuff
take
like
it off
that.
him next week when it's not anywhere.
Most likely.
Kalisto, not Rey Mysterio.
And then we'll trigger
Well, you
Croft
think Rey Mysterio
even
was
more.
not in the.
I'll probably just
I
die.
know.
Come on,
I'll probably
come on.
just.
God, Pete.
I'll become just one giant switch. He's just in the triggered position.
Tripped.
Permanently.
Actually, before we go, we've got to address our predictions because, as you know, we've been building up to our boys tournament, which is happening on Survivor Series weekend. So we decided for this, actually, funny little story to tell before we do this. So we decided the last No Mercy to do another predictions one to decide thing, and Liam won that, and it ended up with Alex and Willow being the two, so they were doing the predictions for this. So it comes to Sunday around 6 o'clock. I'm like, guys, don't forget to send me your predictions for tonight. Because it's hopefully should be the last one. So yeah, okay. So they both sent me them separately, so we didn't have any cheating. And I put them all together. I'm like, oh fucking hell, they've all got the same ones. It's a bit interesting that they've chosen Ziggler over Bobby Roode. Bit interesting they've chosen the Hype Bros over Gable and Benjamin. All right, send it to the group. Oh bloody hell! Look at this, guys. You both chosen the same one. Little did I know.
Not working to a shoot from them.
that they were working me and ribbing me the entire time. They'd gotten together beforehand. La-di-da. Everyone's so fucking impressed with how clever you are.
I was, to be fair.
I told you at the game.
It was a good.
You already knew.
It was a good rib, to be fair. It was a good rib. I think it was on the other candy you didn't know.
Do you know? Because you was real triggered that we had to do another predictions. Like ages ago when you was like, oh, for fuck's sake, we've got to do another prediction.
You realise I put half these things on, right?
So me and Willa then messaged each other on that day. So we've had it planned for like a month.
That is dedication. I'm not even mad. That's impressive.
I didn't realise it was that long.
And we put,
that's pretty good.
should we send him the same predictions? And was like, yeah, imagine how funny it'll be.
Hilarious. Long story short, Alex won by 2. So the rankings for the rankings for the boys tournament is Candy, Croft, Alex, Willow, Pete, and then yours truly, who is currently wearing the Virgil card of shame. But that is to come. So we will see you next week for our top 10 wrestlers, and we'll see you the week after that for another FedWatch. See you later. Bye bye. Bye.
In a bit.